Hello everyone. If you remember from one of my past videos, I said at some point that I would love to have an option to change the RF power output from the radio using the commands sent from the laptop, um, just so I can drive my antenna tuner, which requires, in theory, about 15 watts, in practice about 20 watts to comfortably tune its automated antenna tuner, completely external. Doesn't follow the radio when you tune out, so it tunes only on PTT when you actually start transmitting. So 20 watts is comfortable one. I was hoping to find actually a way to do it using CIF commands on 7300. And yes, found them, of course. Yes, it's all in the full manual, so it's not a problem. Actually, I found something else as well. So at the moment, this is my current remote controlled station setup. As you can see, I'm using my remote desktop to access the laptop that is connected to the radio. Currently, I'm on the local network. I can do it over the internet, but I'm not exposing the port, doing the port forwarding as normally many people would do, because it's not secure, and God forbid anyone dares to use VNC for that. That's trivial to actually hijack, and your machine is no longer yours. So I have a VPN set up. I can connect from my laptop, from my phone, from my tablet. So when I'm at lunch, I have a bit of time, I can log into my home network and start everything and start making contacts, at least on digital modes. So at the moment I'm playing recently with JT65. And let me show you what I've got. So you can see the radio as well. So I'm just starting, this will actually start the whole suite of software. JT65 software, Commander, which drives my radio, and the log will start in a second. It always takes a bit longer. One thing that you will notice that at the moment it says rig control error. It just cannot speak to the radio. Obviously the radio is off. And here we get to the interesting thing. We can turn on the radio setting the commands, which are in the manual again. How does it work? So there is no secret sauce, no magic, nothing like that. What we have is just the standard USB port. When you apply the power to the radio from the power supply, the USB port and all of the features that it exposes from the radio become active. So the serial port is already up, even though the radio is off. It's already listening for commands. You send it the preamble, which is I think FE, FE, FE. So it's twice FE in hex. You send that. That's the marker beginning at the beginning of every single command you send to the radio. Depending on the speed of the port, you need to send more or less of them, but it just tells the radio is clearly not listening continuously for the commands. It does it at the time intervals, and when it detects that, when it goes to listen and actually checks if there is anything in, it will see the beginning of the frame. It will get the command to turn the radio on. So the command is also in the manual. It's literally dead easy to set up. So at the moment, as you can see, the radio is off. There is nothing on the waterfall. Let's turn the radio on. There we go. The radio starts and comes up live. So at the moment, all of the readouts are here, and in here I just hit retry. As you can see, also the signals started showing up, so the waterfall is filling up. Right. Just to show you on, I'll show the current power. So the current power is 10%. What I have, I defined the buttons, which basically go 2 watts, 5 watts, 10 watts, 20, 50, 100, and the slider. Few words about the buttons. So the radio shows the RF power in percent. And over here it I say watts. Why? Because in those basic HF bands, we are talking about 100 watt output. So 1%, 1 watt, give or take. In terms of configuring the command, so this one, for example, it's FEFE, 94, that's the CIF address, 0E, that's another value, basically literally copied, rewritten from the manual. 14 is the command, 14 is the main command, 0A is the sub command for setting the output, the radio power. And those 4 bytes, it's the value, those four numbers, which are exactly 2 hexadecimal bytes, ranging in values 0000 to 0255. So you have 256 values of the output power, and it's 100 watts. So if I did 26, that means it's 255 by 10, give or take 26. That's roughly 10 watts, and this is what it will work as. When we set up the double click on this one, when we set up the slider, you give lower bound, upper bound, and in here, when we set the value, I can actually include space here. Shouldn't be space for proper writing. Okay. We say value 100, so this is the maximum value, and the software, the commander, will actually scale it as needed. This marker here is actually where inside a command the value set by the slider should be set. Small step is for basically one click on the arrow, and the big step when we click right here. This is the whole setup. That's how it works. So let's say at the moment we have some decodes. It's actually afternoon, well, 9:25 in the evening, UK time, UTC actually. So okay, let's say I want to jump to another band. Let's say I want to go 80 meters. Okay, so at the moment I need to increase the power to 20 watts. As you can see on the radio, the power meter just jumped. So when I click the buttons, it just follows. I hit the tune in the application here. I have SWR over 1.5. Okay, so let's change that. Let's go 40 meters. Tune. Yeah, it's tuned. Now I can go, let's say, 2 watts and start operating. That works. If I want to go back again, somehow I like 20 meters. So tune it again remotely. Actually, I have SWR shown here as well when I'm transmitting. So yes, there is a delay. Okay, I know how it behaves. I know that the ATU is trained. It's not a problem. So I can operate again. When I finish everything, it is a rig off. The radio goes off. As you can see, there is no more signal coming in, nothing more showing on the waterfall. And I just close the application in one place right here. It shuts everything off, and that's my remote station setup. Everything shut down. Okay, I can log off. So that's pretty much it. Simple, nothing really groundbreaking, except for the part that actually you don't need any special hardware to turn the radio on and off. It's just one command of a serial port, which is fantastic. That takes me a step closer to where I want to get. I have a few more ideas, but well, maybe next time when I actually get the time to implement them. That's it. I hope you will find it useful. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.